So we're here with Mike Fleete. Mike, you're a trainee intern from Otago University.
That's right.
But you're also the president of the NZMSA, is that right?
That's right.
The Medical Students Association.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me about your background.
Okay, so I've been at Otago University for about 9 years now. So before I started medical school, I did a neuroscience degree. I really enjoyed that. I enjoyed learning about science and doing a bit of research. But I'd always kind of wanted to do medicine. And the career prospects in medicine are a bit more stable, and you can combine research with medicine as well. So I decided I'd continue doing medicine.
It's good to have your background as well. You can just sort of apply it as you go through, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. And so you're in your 9th year now, trainee intern.
That's right.
You're graduating next year.
Yes.
No, this year, isn't it?
This year, November. Yeah.
And where are you heading?
I'm going to be working in Palmerston North Hospital. So I've been there this year as a trainee intern.
Yeah.
It's been great. So.
Okay. Is that like your hometown or something?
No,
like
I'm
that?
actually originally from Christchurch.
Oh, okay.
But I went back to. So I've been in Wellington for a couple of years as a clinical medical student, but I wanted to go to a smaller centre because generally people are a bit nicer there and you learn a bit more.
You get a bit more hands-on interaction and
That's
things like that, and more consultant one-on-one time with the more smaller areas. Okay. In your talk today, you're talking about medical leadership. What are you going to be covering in your talk?
So I want to cover two aspects. The first main area is about sort of changing the world as a medical student and a leader. And I just want to kind of dispel the myth that to change the world you have to change it for the 7 billion people in it, that you can actually just change it for one person or a few people, and that can still have a profoundly positive impact, more than what you might otherwise know or appreciate initially. And then I want to sort of shift tack and talk about some of the qualities I think that are important in a leader, and how you can apply those to changing the world.
Okay, that's a really strong, powerful message, just making change for one person. Doesn't necessarily have to be everybody. Just sort of focusing on one person. And would it be like one person at a time? Or?
I guess, so I give a sort of an anecdote and a story about how I once met a patient and I chatted to her for just a few minutes and sort of quelled her fears about surgery and had never thought about her again. And then about 3 years later I saw her in the hospital and she remembered me and said how important that was for her that I just spent that few moments with her and how helpful it was and how she'd never forget me. I'd never thought of her again, but it kind of made me think that you can just do small things for individual people, and although you may not realise it, it can have a profound impact on them. And I guess through leadership you can affect usually more people, but even if it's just a few people, it's still really positive and really important changes. So I don't think you need to necessarily aim to change the whole world, but if you change it for the world for an individual or a few people, that's just as important.
Okay. That's an important part of medicine, isn't it? We can so easily depersonalise the whole topic of medicine when we get bound down with stress or workloads or things like that. We tend to forget about the patient.
That's right.
And that's why we are trying to focus on patient-centred care when we come back into the hospital. So I'm really excited for you to be starting as a house officer at the end of the year to see what you can do about it, and remembering to put the patient first, keeping them in front at all times. And then of course you've got the family on top of that, don't you, surrounding the patient as well. Yeah, it's cool. And so you're talking about some qualities of leadership. What sort of qualities have you found with your journey so far?
I guess there are heaps of different qualities, but I've kind of tried to boil it down to the 3 that I think are quite important. So that's sort of about having a vision, empowering people, and having a focus in your leadership.
So was it vision, power?
Empowering,
and having a focus. Perfect. Okay. Could almost make an acronym out of it, couldn't you?
Yeah, I didn't want to be that lame. Although I probably
if it works, it works. Keep things simple. That's good. Okay. And so you becoming a house officer at the end of the year, are you looking at continuing on with leadership?
Yeah, I am. I'm not sure in what capacity. I might take a year off and and focus on having a life again and then move back into it. But I probably won't. We'll see how I go.
Okay, cool.
But I'll probably do something with the NZMA or the House Officer Doctor Union.
The DITC or something.
The DITC or the NZRDA.
Cool. Okay, well, it was really good to talk to you today, Mike, and all the best for your talk this afternoon, and hope it all goes well.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Cheers.